If we want to edit this form over here, we simply have to click on it. Then we have the content settings over here, the style settings over here, and the advanced settings over here. Let's go back to content. We have the form name over here. We have the fields over here. For this case, we only have the your email field, where we have the type, which is email. We have multiple types to choose from over here. We have the label your email. If we were to click over here for the label would be shown like so. We have the placeholder over here, your email. This field is required, like so. So let's click back over here to show label, and we can show to require mark, like so. We have the column width over here, like so. And we can add new items. Then we have the input size, which is medium. You can see the change over here. And then we have other settings. So let's click on add new item. Let's assume we also want the name of the person who is going to subscribe to our newsletter. So we are going to choose over here text from those settings over here. We are going to stay with text. Then for the label, we are going to say name. For the placeholder, we are going to say your name. It is not required. And I'm going to change this to 50%. And because I wanted the name to be above the email, I'm going to move it like so. And let's add a new item. And let's say we also want the person who is going to subscribe to our newsletter to be able to add an URL to his website if he has one. So let's click on URL. Let's write to label website URL, and to placeholder your website URL. And then over here to column width, I'm going to set again to 50%. And then I'm going to drag it over here under name. So your name and your website URL is in one column, like so. Okay, let's move on. We also have buttons over here. We have the size of the button. We can change it over here. I hope you're seeing it over here, the changes. We have the column width over here. The steps button, next, previous, subscribe. Over here, if we are going to change this, is going to change the text over here. Let's say simple send, like so. Over here, we can select if we want an icon by clicking over here to icon library. We can see the icons over here, and we can select one from over here. Let's choose this one. Then we can select the icon position to be in front of the text, like we can see over there, or after the text, like so. And the icon spacing between the text, like so. And then we have actions after submit. We can see that we have collection submission and email, and we have a plus over here. This is going to allow us to add more actions after submit. Like, for example, we can add a redirect to a thank you page, and so on. We have multiple options over here. We could also add an email too if we would want to send an email to the person who has subscribed over here through Elementor. For the collection submission, we have user IP and user agent. Let's go back over here for a second, and let's add redirect as well. And let me also show you how email 2 would work as well. Okay, so for the collection submission, we have user IP and user agent. If we are going to click over here, and I'm going to right click over here and open link in a new tab, and then over here to Elementor to submissions. So here is where you can see the people who are subscribing to our content form. Let's go back to our page. For the first email over here, we have to change this email address over here to our own email address, because what does this do? It's going to send us out to our email, like so, to our email address, a message when someone is going to subscribe to our form over here. And we can see over here, new message from our website. We can change this if we want to. This is the subject line. And then for the messages, it says all fields. So we are going to get the name of the person who is going to subscribe to this form, their website URL, and their email. And then over here we have from who we are receiving the email. And form name, we can see our website. Email number 2, you can use it if you want to send an email directly from over here and not using an email marketing software. You could send basically an email to the person who has subscribed to this form, like it's all good, we've got your email, stay connected, whatever you may like to say to them. So over here to 2, you have to go over here to form field, to your email, to advance, and over here to shortcode. We have to copy this and to paste it over here. We could change the subject line. And over here to message, we don't want to send to this person his own name, his own website URL, and his own email. So we are going to delete this over here, and we have to write the message that we want to send. Like for example, we can say hi, and we can use his name by going over here to form fields, to name, to advance. Over here we have to copy this shortcode. We can change the name of the shortcode over here, so we can say name, like so, and then we can copy the shortcode, like so. Okay, and over here we can select from what email we want to send this email over here, from our website, and where we want them to reply. And then we have redirect over here. Over here, we could add an URL, so when someone subscribes over here, they would be redirected to that page, for example, to a thank you page. We could also use these dynamic tags like so, and we could add over here internal URL, and by clicking over here, by type content, and over here we could search for a page. Let's search for episodes, and let's click like so. And now, when someone is going to submit to this form over here, they are going to be redirected to our episode page. Then we have step settings and additional options over here. And here we have custom messages. If we are activating this, we can customize the success message, the form error, the server error, or the invalid form. Okay, and then all that is left to do is styling. So let's go over here to style. We have the column gap, like so. I hope you are seeing it over here, the change, like so. The row gap, it is between the rows, like so. The spacing, this will be for the label, so we are not really seeing it. But if we are going over here to activate label and then playing with this, we can see the settings. The text color, once again, we are working for label over here. So you can see the changing over here, like so. The typography, again, is for the label. We have the family, if we want to change the family, the font family, like so. The size, the width. If we want to change the way it looks, like so, the transformation, the styling, and the decoration if we want to. And then over here, if we have multiple rows, it would be in the light height between the multiple rows of text, the letter spacing, like so, and the word spacing, like so. Then we have the HTML field over here, and then we can move to fields, which are those over here. So let's hide the labels, like so. And for the fields, right? Okay, we have the text color over here. The typography over here, once again, with the font family, with the size, with the width, the transformation if you want to, the style, and the decoration. Okay, then line height, letter spacing, and the word spacing, and the background color. We also have the option to have a border if we want to. In this case, we already have a border to the lower edge. We can see it over here. The color is this one, like so. Let's change the color so you can see it better, like so. So here is the border. You can add the border to the top, right, left if you want to as well. And the border radius over here as well. Okay, and then we would have the button. So let's go to the buttons. We have the position of the button. I'm going to change the width of the button to 100% so you can better see the changes, like so. So now if I'm going back to style, to button, and to those settings over here to the position, we can see the changes a bit better. Let's also go a bit back to field. Okay, this is better. So once again, back to button. So the alignment, we can see it inside the button over here, like so. The typography, once again, we can change the family, the size, the width. We can transform it. We can change the style if we want to, and the decoration, the line height, the letter spacing, and the word spacing. If we want to reset the settings for the typography, we can click over here to back to default, like so. Okay, we can also have a border over here, the border width over here. And then we have some settings for the normal state and for the hover state. So let's save to hover. We have background color over here, the text color over here, the border color over here. Okay. Then we also have for previous buttons and the hover. We can see the background color over here. Over here is the opacity, so it's transparent. The text color over here, the border color over here, and again the previous button. So you can see the changes like so. And we also have the animation for the hover. We can choose one from over here, and we can see the animation when someone hovers over it. Like so. And we have the border radius over here and the text padding over here. Okay, and we have the messages. We can change the typography over here, the colors over here, and some step settings over here. And we also have some advanced settings like margins and paddings. If you want to reset the style to this form over here, we can simply right click and reset style. If we want to go backwards to the changes that we have made, we simply go over here to history and we can go backwards like so, including going back to editing started, like so.